children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Extreme Rules 2018 preview. We have 11 big matches here. I'm kind of getting sick of these specialty pay-per-views they have. You know, if we're going to have one a month, that's fine. That's what we want. But don't have the Extreme Rules. Don't have the Elimination Chamber. Let the gimmicks fall for different feuds like you did back in the day. Bring back King of the Ring. This is the perfect time to do King of the Ring. Have a King of the Ring like we used to back in the day. You could have matches on Raw and SmackDown. You could have your semifinals and your finals at King of the Ring. The winner of the King of the Ring goes on to SummerSlam as a number one contender. Just like the Royal Rumble winner goes on to Mania. Bam. That's how you do it. I mean, you don't cornhole yourself, okay, matches have to be Extreme Rules here. Some of these gimmicks don't fit the feuds. Pre-show match, for instance. We have a tables match, the New Day and Sanity. This feud hasn't really gone on long. Barely. Now we're having a gimmick on a match already? So we had to, well, we got to put a gimmick on it, so we need more gimmicks on the show. Let's just do a tables match on the pre-show. You need your gimmicks to match your feuds. So we have tables match, New Day and Sanity. 2 3-man factions, heel face. New Day over like a ton of bricks right now. Sanity. Killian Dane has got some talent. Alexander Wolf has some talent. Eric Young, he's pretty talented. These guys this could be a good match if we don't fuck it up like WWE likes to do. I've Sanity winning. Next, first match on the actual card, I have the Intercontinental title on the line in a 30-minute Iron Man match. We have champion Dolph Ziggler along with his associate Drew McIntyre versus Seth freaking Rollins, Monday Night Rollins, one of the greatest talent on the roster today. This is the 15th Iron Man match in WWE history. The last 5 have been 30 minutes. Now, I was looking back at all the matches so far in 2018 on Pay-Per-View Network Special, whatever you want to call them. There's been one match that's been more than 20 minutes in 2018. And that was at Money in the Bank. AJ Styles and Nakamara was 31. NXT has had 3+, and there are 3 NXT takeovers so far this year. There's been 3 30-minute plus matches. Gargano and Owens at TakeOver Philadelphia, 32 minutes. Gargano Ciampa, 37 at TakeOver New Orleans. TakeOver Chicago, Gargano Ciampa was 35. WWE books their shit like everyone has ADD. Like everyone doesn't want to watch a great match. Wrestle Kingdom, New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Kingdom, had 2 34-minute matches. Jericho and Naito and Omega Okada. No, sorry. I've had that switched. I apologize. It was Jericho Omega and Okada Naito. Both of them were 34 minutes plus. Both of them were freaking good, really, really good matches. I think if I remember correctly without looking at my sheet, I gave them both either 4.5 or 4 3/4. So you can have good matches and give them time. Now I will say at what was it? Old Dominion 6.9. Omega Okada. It was the 2 out of 3 falls match. It lasted 64 minutes. You had 2 minutes in between each fall, so basically it was a 60-minute match. That was a little long. But I mean, there's been 35-minute matches. You know, Will Ospreay and Marty Scurll, I gave a 5-star. You know, the Golden Lovers and the Young Bucks. It was like 30-some minutes, 5-star. Owens Gargano, 32 minutes, 5-star. Now we're forcing this 30-minute Iron Man match. You know what? Just let him go out there and have a match. Don't put a time limit on it and let him go 30. Because now, every time you're going to have that little lull where it's like, okay, we know the match isn't over yet because it's going 30. You know, it'll probably be like 3-2 pinfalls or something like that. But it's just like, you're forcing this 30 minutes on us. Let us have a match that's not forced. Let us think every pinfall could be the end of it. Now, the thing about Dolph is he's been Intercontinental Champion 27 days so far. The last time that a title reign was this short was Zack Ryder, April of 2016. He won the title reign. He won it at WrestleMania in that ladder match and lost it on Monday Night Raw. Dolph, the shortest title match before that was actually Dolph in December 2014. He had 22 days. I don't see Dolph losing here. I got Dolph winning. Next, we have the SmackDown Tag Titles on the line. We have Team Hell No versus the Bludgeon Brothers. The Bludgeon Brothers have held the titles 97 days. It is the third longest for the SmackDown Tag Titles. The longest, it's been the longest WWE Tag Title run since New Day from 2015. Their 483 day. You're picking your title like pieces of candy. Just like with the first two matches, I could see this match going either way. I'm going with everybody else. I'm picking Team Hell No. I think Daniel Bryan, they're trying to give him, some little back into it, getting back in the title hunt. Kane just returned. He's the mayor of Knox County or something, where he lives at. I could see it going both ways. I am picking Team Hell No because it's time for them to take tag titles off the Bludgeon Brothers. So I got Team Hell No winning that. Next, we have the Raw Women's title line and an Extreme Rules match. Really? Hey, at least it's better. Last year's women's title match was Alexa Bliss, champion, defending the title versus this year Nia Jax, last year Bayley, and a kendo stick on a pole match. Is that better than a midget masturbating in a trash can on a pole match? I don't know. So we have this Extreme Rules match, Nia Jax versus champion Alexa Bliss. Oh yeah, Ronda Rousey is suspended, but she bought a ticket. She'll be sitting in the front row. Alexa Bliss has got a little buddy, Mickey James. Nia Jax has been hanging out with Ronda Rousey's little buddy, Natalya. Is the UFC Hall of Famer Ronda Rousey getting involved in this match? I wonder. Alexa's had the title 27 days. Now, Sasha held the title twice for 27 days. Out of the 13 Raw Women's title runs that there has been, 4 of those have been less than 27 days. I can see them doing with Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax the same thing they did with Charlotte and Sasha Banks. You just ping the title back and forth about once a month. And that way they both can say, hey, I'm a 18-time champion, I'm a 10-time champion, when you only really held the title like a month each time. So I actually have Nia Jax winning this, Natalya will get involved, Mickey James will get involved, and of course, the rowdy Ronda Rousey will get involved. And she'll end up somehow helping Nia Jax win, which is going to set up a match between Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey. And then Ronda Rousey will win that, and yeah. So, Nia Jax winning the Raw Women's title. Next, we have just a pointless fucking match. Why this is on the card, I'll never know. This is the fucking Raw match. We have Finn Balor versus the Constable Baron Corbin. Put that on the fucking pre-show. I had Finn Balor winning. Next, we have the United States title line. We have U.S. Champion Jeffrey Hardy defending this title versus Shinsuke Nakamura. A lot of rumors when Nakamura's contract is up. He's headed back to the land of the rising sun, New Japan. Doesn't surprise me. The thing about that would be, now that New Japan is trying to make a footprint here in the United States, they've had a couple great shows in California. They're coming back again a couple more times this year. They just had the G1 show over there on the 7th of July. That was freaking awesome as hell. Some fantastic matches on there. So, and we have this all-in show in Chicago on September 1. A lot of indie guys there. We already got Kazuchika Okada versus Marty Scurll signed. We have Nick Aldis and Cody signed. So, I mean, there's so much going on with New Japan getting into the United States market and people actually being able to access New Japan World and Progress and all this wrestling from around the world. It wouldn't shock me if Shinsuke went back and, because he already has the fan base in the United States, he goes back to New Japan, he's able to help New Japan establish that fan base in the United States. I could see WWE putting the U.S. title on him because he is from Japan. So Jeff Hardy's held the title 90 days. That's his longest title run for the U.S. title since Roman Reigns in 2016. He held it 106 days. I actually have Shinsuke winning the U.S. title. I can see them pinging that title back and forth a little bit. Next, again, just one of those matches, one of those feuds. It's like, really? I get it. The gimmick actually fits this feud. Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens in the steel cage match. You know, Kevin's been running from Braun for the last few weeks on Raw, so it's kind of fitting cage match. He can't run from him without crawling out of the cage. But do you really think the Monster in the Bank is going to lose? I mean, come on. He's just buying his time till Brock finally fucking shows up on Raw and he's going to cash in. So, probably Braun Strowman winning that. Next, we have the, my God, Smackdown Women's title on the line. We have champion Carmella versus Asuka. No one's ready for Asuka except for Charlotte. James fucking Ellsworth in a shark cage above the ring. Let me repeat this stipulation, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. James Ellsworth in a shark cage above the ring. Pointless? Yes. Here's what's going to happen. Every time they have a shark cage above the ring, which is like the third time they've done it, third or fourth time, whomever is in the said shark cage always drops something in the ring that gets involved in the match. Do you think it's going to happen here? Let's see. Carmella, Asuka. Here's how I see this going down. Asuka's going to do that spinning back kick or the bump butt, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And Carmella is going to pull the referee in front of it. Referee's going to get knocked out. James Ellsworth's going to drop like some type of hairspray or something down. Carmella's going to spray that in the eyes of Asuka. And either get the pin or get caught and get DQ'd. Or hopefully Asuka's going to duck and it'll go into the eyes of the referee. I actually have Asuka winning this, but it makes sense for her to win because Carmella beat her at Money in the Bank. And I don't see them letting Asuka lose again. Asuka's already lost to Carmella and to Charlotte. Carmella beat Charlotte. So, I mean, makes no sense. And supposedly Charlotte's out with a breast injury. We'll love to hear more details on that, what the fuck that means. I know she had breast implants somewhere, one of the implants went. But, you know, so, yeah, hopefully Asuka wins and we end up with Asuka Charlotte SummerSlam. That's the plan, I hope. That'd be a great rematch for Mania. So, Asuka winning the SmackDown Women's title and James Ellsworth getting involved. Hopefully the little fucker gets fired again. Next, we have Raw Tag Titles on the line. We have the Deletor of Worlds defending their title versus the B Team. Okay. The stuff that freaking Axel and Bo Dallas are doing, mocking the Delators of World, is great. I'm sorry, it's great. And having Bo Dallas play Bray Wyatt, how many people realize that Bo Dallas is actually Bray Wyatt's real brother? So he's mocking his brother, which has been fucking epic as hell. It's been actually a comical part of Raw. The Delators of World has held the tag titles 79 days. Doesn't seem like long, does it? They won it at the greatest Royal Rumble. Hey! That's the last time that Brock Lesnar had a match. And so the B Team, getting away from the Miz Taraj, they're actually winning now, finally. So I say the B Team winning this. I think it'll end up causing friction between Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy. That'll set a match up for SummerSlam. I think after SummerSlam, you'll see the Hardys actually get back together and do something. Brother Nero and the woken Matt Hardy. So I have the B Team winning there. Now we come to the main event, which better be the fucking main event. Hey, I forgot a match. Oh, that is epic. I didn't want to see this shit, and I didn't write this shit down. Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley. You see, I didn't even write it down. Fuck me. God damn. Roman Reigns. I mean, dude. WWE. He's not the fucking future. Truly, the future of professional wrestling is currently in either Progress Wrestling, Kyle Fletcher, or in Evolve in Austin Theory. That's the future of professional wrestling. Roman Reigns is just a Samoan that has a good look that can barely fucking wrestle and can't talk. Yeah, Bobby Lashley coming back after a 10-year hiatus. Oh, fuck me. He was in TNA for 10 years. He did a little Bellator and stuff, a little UFC, but he was also on fucking TNA for 10 years. Impact Wrestling for most of that. If you look back on the Global Wrestling Network, where they have all the TNA stuff from this year, you can watch all the TNA Impacts from this year, or Impact Wrestling from this year, and Bobby fucking Lashley's on the first few episodes, because I'm in the middle of watching them. So he hasn't been gone for 10 years. He's been away from WWE. But if you leave WWE, you fall off the face of the earth. I don't give a fuck who wins that. I'm not even going to pick a fucking winner of Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns, because I don't fucking care. Main event. Better be the fucking main event. WWE title on the line. The phenomenal AJ Styles versus Rusev. It's Rusev Day. You know, there's no fucking way Rusev wins this. Is there? Is there? Think back, 2016 I believe it was, a feud between Rusev and John Cena. Rusev had a couple wins, Royal Rumble and at Chamber, where you could let him get over on Cena at Mania. You didn't. Every time Rusev gets to that point where he's ready to get over, you cut him off. I don't want Rusev as WWE champion. Phenomenal AJ Styles has held the title 249 days. Two-time WWE fucking champion. I never dreamed that I would ever say AJ Styles, two-time and defending WWE champion. Holy shit. That is the longest championship run since Punk's WWE title championship run. Not counting the Universal shit's going on with Brock Lesnar right now. Since Punk's 434-day title run in January of 2013. And it's also the next longest was John Cena's from ended October 2007. That was 380 days long. AJ Styles has done something that he's had a combination of championships over his career that only a few men can say they've done. WWE title, NWA World title, TNA World title, PWG World title, and the IWGP World title. He's a two-time WWE champion. He's a two-time TNA champion. He's a two-time IWGP champion in New Japan Pro Wrestling. The IWGP, the only other person to hold the WWE title and the IWGP title was Brock Lesnar. Four-time WWE champion and one-time IWGP champion. The only person to hold the PWG title and the WWE title, Daniel Bryan. Two-time PWG champion and a three-time WWE champion. The only person ever to hold the NWA title and the WWE title, you guessed it, woo! Ric Flair. 9-time NWA champion, a 2-time WWE champion. Now, there's been several people who's held the WWE title and the TNA title due to kind of the old guys leaving WWE and going over to TNA. Kurt Angle, Mick Foley, RBT, Jeff Hardy, and Alberto Del Rio. But you know, AJ is one of those talents where he's on the video game. The video game comes out in October. Why would you take the title off of him when he's pimping your video game? Hello? In WWE title, world title, the WWE title and the history of that, which dates back to what, 1960 something? The whole lineage back to WWF title and then one before that and whatnot. There's been, what, hundreds of title runs? If you look at the days the title's held, so how many days that title was held, AJ Styles ranks 14th in total days of holding the WWE title with 385 days. In 11 days, he will pass the great Shawn Michaels. Shawn only held the title 396 days total. I have AJ winning it. There's no reason to take the fucking title off AJ at this point. Now on to my little bitch session here. Brock fucking Lesnar has not participated in a wrestling match in 79 days. Why isn't he stripped of the title? Isn't there a 30-day, if you don't compete in 30 days, you get stripped of your title? Ask Seth Rollins about that when he blew his fucking knee out. Ask Dana Bryan about that twice. Intercontinental title and the WWE title when he was hurt. Ask Naomi about that when she got stripped of the women's title. Came back in 40 days and regained the title. But yet, Brock hasn't competed in 79 days. Oh, that's right. He's Vince's fuck buddy. That's what it is. He can make $6 million a year. He's held the title 464 days. He's held the title. He hasn't wrestled in 79 days. During that 464 days, he's had 12 matches. 3 of those were house shows. One of those was a non-title match versus the phenomenal AJ Styles at Survivor Series last year. I don't understand why WWE, unless Vince is doing something with UFC, which would make me kind of believe that because Brock showed up on UFC 226 was sitting in the front row. When the bout was over, he confronted Daniel Cormier in the ring, which they're setting up at UFC 230. Madison Square Garden, November 3rd, a bout between Brock Lesnar and Daniel Cormier. So either Vince has a hand in UFC, or Dana White is trying to be Vince by setting up, just like they did when Brock Lesnar was in UFC. Undertaker was in the crowd, which set up a match between Taker and Lesnar. I mean, either Dana White's thinking this stuff through and making the connections, or Vince is helping him. But whatever the case is, supposedly Lesnar is supposed to wrestle at SummerSlam. My guess is he shows up on Raw to set something up. The Monster in the Bank cashes in. We have a rematch, and then hopefully the fuck Lesnar goes away forever. Hopefully Daniel Cormier, when they have that fight at UFC 230, beats the fucking living tar out of Brock Lesnar, and he's never seen again. That's the only wish I have about that bout. Am I going to watch it? Fuck no, I can't stand UFC. I'm sorry. For UFC fans out there, you guys love it. That's awesome. I love professional wrestling. You guys can love your UFC. No problem. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. I've seen one UFC, 202, when CM Punk debuted. And I watched the entire card, and I just didn't care for it. Y'all might say professional wrestling is fake. Okay, the storylines are fake, yes. Me picking winners and it coming true is just a coincidence. It's all scripted. Storylines, yes. But when you see a Ricochet do a 630 senton off the top rope, when you see Will Ospreay do some freaking twisty, flippy thing from the top rope onto the fucking guardrail, or the rail on the outside, it's full metal, you see people take those shots into those barriers, that's not fake. You can't teach somebody how to fall into something sharp that's going to cut you. You can't teach people how to land on those and it not hurt. It takes athletic ability to do professional wrestling. That's what intrigues me about it, is the athletic ability it takes. To watch a Young Bucks go out and do a super kick party and do the flips and this, Young Bucks and Roppongi 3K, watching those teams go out and do all that, watching Kenny Omega hit a B-trigger, watching, Lucha Libre style professional wrestling, cruiserweights, is what I like. Omega Okada, 64-minute 2-every falls match. I gave it 5-star. I was intrigued. It wasn't my favorite match of the year. Andrade Cien Almas versus Johnny Gargano at TakeOver Philadelphia. Best match of the year. So, each their own. Wrestling is fake storylines, but it's not fake ability to do the moves they do. Brock Lesnar's a piece of shit and he just go away. Alright, well thank you very much for checking out Robert Sports Show and the 2018 Extreme Rules preview. Not sure when I get the review up. Some things going on Monday, possibly Monday afternoon. Hopefully right after the show I'll get it done real quick and get it up, but we'll see. But that's going to wrap up the Extreme Rules preview. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show, and don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.